Those were two of my first customers, and they're
it.
still friends, you know,
Oh, yeah.
almost 40 years later, some people would have
drive
it.
that home.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and of course my agency, LHWH, has done a lot of business with B&C
Right.
for a long time, so that relationship with Edgerton and B&C.
And Larry, of course, is on the board.
Larry's
there,
on the
which is
board
wonderful.
there.
Yes, yes.
So that's just been a great relationship for a long time.
Those are great friends to have had back since 1971 and to have maintained
That's right.
friendships. Have you had them? I mean, oftentimes folks will have clients for long times, and sometimes they may leave for a little while and come back. You've maintained those relationships almost throughout.
Yeah, it's actually one of the unusual things about our agency, because our agency's top clients have been clients of ours for average of 15 years or more.
Right, sure.
The national average for agency client tenure is about 2.3 years. So the national average is churn, you know.
Right.
And we've always just concentrated on trying to deliver value and performance and service to our existing clients more than chasing lots of new business.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it's worked well for a long time,
Right.
although this year we could use some new business.
Oh, boy, really?
Yeah.
Are we looking for some new business?
I am, yeah. So
What can we do about that?
what can we do about that? Yeah.
That's exciting.
You could have me on your show.
Yeah, we're on Carolina People. It's July 4th.
There
A
you
lot of
go.
folks are off work, so hopefully they're tuning in
Yeah.
to hear about Sheriar and, of course, cultivating gratitude.
Yes.
That in and of itself has probably been a great role, a great position to have in the business to enable you to have those clients, many of them for more than 15 years.
It helps, and it's also something I think that comes up internally a lot, you know, because LHWH has about 35 people and Sheriar has about 25 people.
Right.
So, you know, there's 60 people. We share a building
Oh, yeah.
on the bypass next to Martin
A
Superstore.
magnificent location across from Planet Hollywood.
Across from Planet
People
Hollywood.
know, of course.
B&C actually sold us that land in 1983 before much was there, so it turned out to be a good location.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, as I've gotten older and work with people who are younger than myself and who are still, you know, getting acclimated to the business world and life and things, it is helpful for me sometimes to be able to remind them to cultivate gratitude.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
because in my personal life, you know, I've been married since 1972 to Dot,
I
same
remember.
person.
Now, that's a great story, Andy.
You know.
For viewers who may not have who may have missed you when you shared with us about you and your co-founder of Sheriar, Sheila Krinsky, I believe.
Right, that's correct.
They hired Dot. Is that right?
We did. You know, I grew up as a kind of wanting to be a writer, and Sheila grew up as a painter, and my wife is a painter. So when we started Sheriar, there were just 4 of us in 600 square feet. It was awful, actually. You know, it might sound nostalgic, but it wasn't. It was horrible.
Yeah, where was that location?
That was in North Myrtle Beach, right on Highway 17. I used to actually got a long cord for my telephone, so I could take the telephone outside and stand on Highway 17 to talk on it, because I couldn't hear inside the building.
Oh, boy.
But we hired Dot as our 5th employee, and I remember when we did it that Sheila and I both felt like neither one of us had kind of seen ourselves as being in the business world.
Right.
So we kind of felt like, let's get her.
Yeah.
You know, it's like she shouldn't be free to pursue her art. We'll bring her into the commercial world. So we did, and then, you know, Dot and I ended up falling in love, getting married, and
pushed her out of the office
her
so
out,
you could
you know.
actually marry her. That's
got married the next year, and
Wow.
have 2 daughters who are now 33 and 35.
Oh, yeah. Now, you're dating yourself there. I'm not pressing that.
Yeah,
That's right.
there you go.
You've
There
got
it is.
girls in their early 30s. That's
right.
tremendous. Are they here in the area, Andy?
One of them is in the Bay Area.
Okay.
She's an attorney. She currently works for the ACLU in San Francisco.
Great. Good for
The other
her.
one is a ceramic artist, and she's currently staying at home and looking for what to do next.
Good for her.
She's a very talented ceramic artist, but it's hard to get paid enough money to make that
Oh, yeah.
a career path, so she's evaluating. Meanwhile, she's a gourmet cook, and we're really happy to have her
I
home.
bet you are.
Yeah.
Happy to have her up
Yeah.
there. That is wonderful, Andy.
I think it's good for us. I'm not sure how great it is for her, but we're enjoying it.
You never pulled anyone into the agency or into Sheriar Press? You never pulled Dot back in?
You know, I don't really believe in pulling people where they don't want to go. So it would have taken a lot of pulling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So no, that wasn't anything that Dot or either of my daughters were interested in doing.
Right.
Yeah.
I was interested reading a little bit about the history. I found some old pieces about LHWH and its founding. It looks like in 1983, you all merged with another firm that was just founding about that time.
Well, that firm founded in '83, and then what happened is that from Sheriar Press, I discovered I was more interested in marketing and advertising than printing, so I started a new agency, and then that agency merged with another local agency in '86, '87.
Okay.
That other agency, I think, started in '83.
Okay.
So we've been together as LHWH since '86, '87.
Right.
And those partners are all still together. I mean,
Yes.
That's another part of what my history has turned out to be is preserving long-term relationships.
Great partnership.
You know, with my partners, with people who work there, with clients, with the spouse. You know,
Yes.
all
Your
those.
girls, yes, very definitely.
Yeah.
Very definitely. So important. Those were driven home in your acceptance speech. You were kind enough to forward a copy of that. And there was one great point here. I'm just breaking them down real easily. Some of the things you really liked about the marketing business,
Yeah.
aside from partnerships, but one of them, you get to work with creative people. You obviously have to keep learning, constantly learning, picking up new things. We'll talk about iDigit in a second.
Okay.
And the whole really is greater than the sum of its parts. The
Right.
whole really is greater than the sum of its parts. Those are three great. Was it over the course of the last almost better not say it, the last 30-some years that you've picked that up, or are those things you picked up early on?
No, it's cumulative.
Right.
I mean, part of the charm of the agency business is it's stimulating and challenging. You do have to keep learning. You have to learn about a client's business. You have to keep up with the changing competitive landscape, changing methodologies for marketing. The internet has changed everything. The digital age has changed everything. You have to be smart. You have to get to solutions quickly. You have to be able to evaluate creative, stimulate, synergy among people. So all that is stimulating. And there's any number of people who work at LHWH who have said that in any other job they've had, they got bored after a certain period of time because it became routine. It's never routine in the agency business, and they don't get bored. So that's also part of what I like about it. I've always had a good active mind, and I like thinking about things, and I've got a good affinity for business, so it's stimulating.
Yes.
It's never dull. So that's part of the charm of it.
I love it. I love it. iDigit at Sheriar.
iDigit at
Share
Sheriar.
with viewers. We've just got a couple of minutes. And since
Okay,
we're talking
so,
about this is a non-commercial show, so we're not drumming up business, but we want to know.
Okay, this is actually really cool. So
I love it.
We, there's been a movement in the printing industry towards digital printing. Now, digital printing does a couple of things. First of all, it allows you to run high-quality work in short quantities, cost efficiently, whereas in the past you couldn't do that.
Right.
It also allows you to turn things really quickly. Like we might get somebody, this happened recently, where they needed like 6,000 four-color pieces in a day. But you can do that digitally where you really can't do that conventionally.
Right.
Okay, so that's cool. But digital printing also incorporates variable data possibilities so that you can personalize things more. So, we've all gotten these mailings that say Greg, blah, blah, blah. But that is evolving with more and more sophistication so that you can personalize things. You can also do something that's called creating a personalized URL. The acronym for that is a PURL. Okay, have you heard of a PURL?
No, I
now
haven't.
You have.
Right here, July 4th.
Personalized URL, PURL. So for example, what we can do and what we are doing is, let's say we were going to do a traditional postcard mailing. Well, we can send out that mailing, but we can send it to you and say, hey, Greg, we've created a special web page just for you.
Right.
Greg Everett at whatever.
Right.
Okay. So you see your name in a URL. You go there. When you get there, it's personalized to you. Hi, Greg, blah, 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 blah. Now, when you go there, we know that you've gone there because digital technology will capture that.
Yeah.
And then we can ask you to do certain things and start building a database about you.
Right.
And then continue to customize and personalize communication. So the same database can drive variable data printing, personalized URLs, customized emails. And we hired a guy about 6 months ago who we call a wonder kid. He's like 26, 27 years old, but he lives and breathes this stuff.
Right.
So both companies, LHWH and Sheriar, are getting heavily into that. But at Sheriar, we're calling that division of the company iDigit at with the @ sign,
the ampersand.
Sheriar.
At Sheriar.
Yeah, and we're creating a new website, a new identity just for that part of our business. And of course, the I digit is spelled in the same way as I dig it.
I love it.
So you can read it or pronounce it either way. We pronounce it I digit.
Like digital.
Yes, like digital. So we're very jazzed about it, and it's in the early stages of launching.
And rightfully so. And
Yeah.
we're jazzed about you, Andy, but we've run out of time.
No.
I'm embarrassed to say 25 minutes.
You're
has gone
kidding.
by. Yeah.
We're just getting started.
I know. There's so many more things. I wanted to get into your simple ground rules to live by that you passed
That's
on
right.
to your girls, which are so good. Maybe I can do it in the wrap. Thanks so
Okay.
much for being with us this
Thank you,
morning,
great.
Andy. Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Andy Lesnik coming up next. You know, Andy and Dot Lesnik may not have originated those two simple ground rules to live by. When they heard them, they didn't fall on deaf ears. They did not fall on deaf ears. Those two heard them, they talked them about, they thought about them. How are we going to make a difference? We're going to pass these two simple ground rules on to our girls and hope that they can live their lives this way as they go off to school and think about interacting with other kids in the classrooms. Let's just keep it real simple. We're talking about 5- and 6-year-olds, 7- or 8-year-old girls. Let's make sure they can remember something. Treat other people well and do your best. Treat other people well and do your best. It's been happening there at Sheriar Press in '71, treating other people well. It's been happening at LHWH since its founding. It's been happening in the Lesnik household. Treat other people well and do your very best. A man whose personal mantra is cultivating gratitude on a day like today, our Independence Day. We can cultivate gratitude with him. Andy Lesnik, thanks so much for being with us this morning. Very definitely.